Camille, how are you? Welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm feeling good. Here it's the morning, early morning, but I'm here.
I know, I saw that. I saw that we were getting you up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem.
It,
It's a
it
pleasure.
is it is hard doing this. Australia is so far separated from the rest of the world that it's really hard to match up our time zones to do this sort of stuff. So thank you so much again for making the time. Uh,
Thank you for welcoming me.
Now, if you've seen our videos before, you may know that usually I have a much more handsome man sitting next to me. Unfortunately, he can't be here today. So it's just me. So I'm going to try and keep this as professional as possible. Um, First trip to Australia coming up for the
Yeah.
band. Have you ever been
Yes.
here yourself before?
No, it's my first time for me too. I can wait for the 24 hours of a plane of travel. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Have you come up with anything that can sort of get you through that long flight? And when do you guys land in Australia?
We all landed next Tuesday.
Okay, so you've got a couple of days before the first show, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. We arrived in Brisbane. We'll arrive in Brisbane and we'll just hang out a little bit there and visit the city and just chill and get rid of the jet lag also. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. So have you got any tips to get through this long ass flight that you've got ahead of you?
For me, it's my first time doing such long travel, so I'm gonna download a lot of movies, series, and I hope I will sleep also. And we are all with the boys, so we'll probably do some games, talk a lot, and yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, nice. So what's the furthest you've traveled before?
I think it was for the US.
Yep.
We traveled for just 8 hours, and it was
Oh wow.
okay. Yeah.
This is so much longer than that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Actually,
Now,
I'm trying not to think about too much so I don't feel anxious about it. Just it's gonna happen.
yeah,
So
it's one of
whatever.
it's one of those things, and like honestly, I know that people talk about how bad it is, but I don't think it's as bad as people make out. Planes are a lot more comfortable than they used to be,
Yeah.
so
I,
hopefully you get a good one.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Now it's going to be obviously a pretty quick trip to Australia this time around.
Yeah. I think we're just staying like 10 days there or 1 week and a half.
So you do have some time to sort of chill out a little bit and have a look around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we chose to stay a little bit longer, so we have the chance to see a little bit the cities and Australia because none of us went there, so
Yeah.
it's the first time for all the band. So yeah,
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense that while you're out here, if you can turn it into a little bit of a holiday as well as a work trip, then it makes sense if you're coming all this way.
yeah. We plan to eat at all of the restaurant that we can find.
Yeah.
Go do a little bit of sport and yeah, we plan to have some holidays there.
Yeah, you've come at a good time as well because it's that time of year where it's starting to get really nice and warm, but it's not too
Yeah.
humid. It's not too uncomfortable. So you've picked a great time. Is there anything specifically that you're really looking forward to seeing or trying when you do come out here?
Okay, is it gonna be cliche if I say we want to see kangaroos?
No, of course not. I mean, I'd be a little bit disappointed if you didn't say kangaroos because
Okay, cool.
yeah, they're pretty great. They're pretty great. So there's a lot of places as well that you can feed them and pat them. I don't suggest trying to do it if you see one in the wild, but
Yeah, no, we won. We won.
now
We
I
saw
got
two news.
yeah. Now I got to ask you though, have you heard the stories about the spiders?
Yeah, you know what? This is something for us. Like Nico, the bassist, he's like arachnophobe. Like he's really
Yeah.
scared of spiders. Last week, a spider bit me here in Marseille, in France. little small one, and my arm was really big. And we were shooting a
Wow.
music video, so I was really happy to have this big arm during this music video. So yeah, also we try not to think about it too much. So
Yeah.
and we'll see there.
Look, it's not as bad as everybody makes out, so I
Okay.
wouldn't stress too much. And I know it kind of sounds like it's the sort of thing a parent would say to their child so they don't freak out. But generally, the big ones that you see everywhere that are about this big, they're
Yeah.
actually they're not dangerous, but
Okay.
they're creepy as fuck though. So yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully you don't see too many of those. It's an absolutely stacked lineup that you guys are on. It's a it's a hell of
Thank
a
you.
way to make your first trip to Australia with bands like that. Who are you most looking forward to sharing the stage with?
Periphery, I
Yep.
think. Yeah. Our guitarist is really yeah, he's really fan of the band, and like for him is like, wow, okay, we're playing with them. Like this is the best way to, yeah, to prove that he made it. So yeah, we are kind of happy to play with them.
For sure.
Uh yeah. So
That's
yeah.
good. That's awesome. So obviously coming into the band as a female replacing a male singer, how has that been for you as well? Obviously, it was not so much a shift in style as everybody thought it was going to be, I don't think. And look, like I said, we've checked out a number of your videos on the channel and we're big fans. We think what you're doing is fantastic. Has the reception been good for you?
Yeah, well, to be honest, 1 year ago, I was like a totally unknown person.
Yeah.
So for me, going from nothing to a big exposure with the novelist was something huge, and I didn't expect something. I was like, okay, everything that happens to me, it's just positive, it's just bonus, it's better than what I had before.
Yeah.
And for the band, of course, like I think a lot of people were disappointed, and I totally agree. Like when you are fan of a band and you love the singer and they're switching the singer, like you it's not for you, it's not the same band. But like there were a lot of people that left and a lot of new people that came, so the balance was still positive. So this is a success. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
It's an interesting thing as well, though, because I mean, like, with this sort of music, you fall in love with a band and you fall in love with a sound, and that sound is is a culmination of what every person in the group can bring. And I mean, you've got to treat a band, even as an outsider, it's the same with any workplace, any sports team. Um, People come and go, and to be a successful team, to be a successful business, you've got to have the strongest people. And even if you've got someone that's fantastic at what they do, if they don't want to be there and they're not giving 100%, then you're not really getting the best version of the band or the group or the team.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and also like the band is doing music since 10 years now,
Mm,
and when I arrived 1 year ago, I think I brought them like new positive energy, as it was as it was my first time in a big band. I was like excited about everything while they were like doing this for 10 years, and they still, I think they found back this new energy, and that made us like create new music and be happy to do it again. And
yeah.
yeah.
Do you think that your excitement for doing something new may have been like a kind of like a reminder to them of like, yeah, we've been doing this for 10 years, but
Yeah.
oh shit, I remember how cool it was to be in this position in the first place and get these opportunities.
Exactly. Like we toured the Europe in the beginning of this year in February. Of course, for me, it was my first time. I think they've done it like maybe 6 or 7 times. They knew the cities, they knew the venues, but when I arrived in the venue, I was like, "Oh wow, this is so cool!" Yeah, we know this venue, but seeing me doing like, "Wow," they were like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool. Okay, let's go visit this city with you. We never did that before."
Yeah.
So it was cool to do it this way.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, with social media getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it's been so great for music, especially heavy music, because heavy music is not generally, and especially not here in Australia, it's not something that is really pushed mainstream. It's not, really promoted as big as pop or other styles like that. So social
Yeah.
media has obviously been great for that, but it's also given people access to artists. How do you deal with, as you said, when you came into the band and there were those negative comments? How do you find social media and how do you deal with that as a female artist?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, there was a lot of bad comments, but I didn't take it personally because they were not like pointing at me, Camille. They were more like, oh, she's a female artist and female must not sing in metal or heavy bands. I was just thinking, well, they are stupid. That's it. Like they are just behind the screen and
Yeah.
just writing mean comments without even going to a show to see what it looks like live. So I don't blame them. I know in in every type of music, in every industry, in every yeah, not just only in music, but in everything you're doing on social media, you are exposing yourself. And if you're taking things personally, then you're dead. So I
Yeah.
was just looking at the positive comments. Of course, the mean comments, I was seeing them, but that gave me strength to go hard on live. And I was yeah, that was a motivation more than giving me sadness or depression. I wasn't touched by them this way.
That is such a great positive outlook. So, like, kudos to you for seeing things that way, because I can only imagine it must have been really hard sometimes, but that's incredible. Now, you're obviously playing with some incredible bands, and you are relatively new to touring and relatively new to touring with big bands. So I want to ask you, if you were to put together Camille's dream lineup, okay, your five bands that you would put on a bill, uh, what would those bands be? They can be like
Yeah,
active bands, they can be bands who have passed.
okay. So I will say first will be landmarks because they're my friend, and I'm in novelist a little bit thanks to them because they are in relation with the novelist since 10 years, and that's because of them that I'm in novelist. So
Oh, wow,
yeah,
really?
I would like yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
a
cool.
little yeah, because the guitarist of Landmarks introduced me to the bassist of a novelist when they were looking for a girl for doing the harmonies in the album C'est la vie
Yep.
from Novel. So I went there, and that's the first time we met. And I think that's also the first audition for me, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
And yeah, so yeah, Landmarks will be a dream. Then will be Paramore. If I can
Of course.
choose every every type of music,
Yep.
'cause she also inspired me in doing like a female front vocalist. There will be Sleep Token
Of course. Yep.
because this singer is like amazing. There will be Spirit Box also because she's really inspiring me. She's so powerful. And I will say the fifth one. Uh, I hope I don't regret my choice. I think Ginger also. I
Yeah.
really like this band.
You've gone for a lineup that has some extremely powerful female vocalists. So, look, I think that is actually a festival that I think would appeal to quite a lot of people, and I think that that's something that someone should look at in the future. That would be great.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask about the heavy vocals, about your approach to vocals. And obviously, novelists had a lot of aggressive vocals beforehand. Were you always, did you always do the heavy vocals, the screaming vocals, or is this something that you've learned how to do when you knew you were going to join the band?
No. So I had a hardcore band when I was 18.
Oh,
Uh, so I was only screaming there, but it was not a scream as heavy as I'm doing now because it was hardcore and I was like kind of rapping it.
Yeah.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
And now it's more heavy because it's metal. So yeah, I had a hardcore band before. The name of the band was Apache.
Very cool.
We were two singers actually, so it was really energetic and old school style.
Yeah,
Uh,
nice.
yeah,
And how do you go with that live? Because obviously you're really stretching your vocals and you've got such range in your clean vocals. With all the touring that you guys are doing, how's that been for you and maintaining that?
just luck. No, actually, you know what? For the first tour in February, I was so scared to be sick that I got sick the third day until the end of the tour.
Oh
So that
wow.
was, yeah. We've got 17 shows in a row for my first tour. 17 shows in a row without any day off.
Jesus, they
We
really
were,
didn't they didn't ease you into it,
no,
did they?
yeah, it was like my introducing how do you call it, visitage. Well, I don't know, whatever. It was my welcoming gift.
Yeah, yeah. We call that being thrown in the deep end.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's like you throw your child in the deep end and say, swim. I,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't done that with my kids personally. I taught them properly.
I hope you don't.
Yeah, no, no, not at all.
Uh, so yeah, I was so scared and I got sick. And we were playing like 1 hour, 1 hour set. So it was
Wow.
really that was the hardest tour for me because I was really sick, like the nose, the throat, like which is so important for our singing.
Yeah.
But I managed to sing, not every day perfectly, but I tried to do my best. So now I'm not scared anymore of being sick, and I'm not sick anymore on tours.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I also try to warm up my voice before every show, and try not to talk too much after the shows. I have a scarf. I drink a lot of water, and that's it. There is no miracle. Like all the medication or the pills or stuff that you can take, it's nothing. Just sleep, water, and rest your
yeah.
voice as you can.
Yeah, look, it's like anything, isn't it? Like anything that you use your body for, our voice is our instrument as vocalists,
Exactly.
So you can do all the preparation that you want, but if your voice decides for one day to just go, fuck it, not today, you don't get a choice. You can't change the strings, you can't put a new drum head on, you just got to
No.
push through it. And
Yeah.
it's daunting as a front person for a band as well, because you're the first point of contact.
Yeah. This is a lot of pressure, actually.
Yeah,
To be at top every night, but I know that I have priority to go to sleep first, to have
yeah.
the yeah to have the most comfortable bed, or I have food as much as I want. So yeah, we are aware that this is important and that I have to be the priority as I have to rest my voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying not to do too much loading in, loading out in the cold, and just go to bed really quickly.
You got to be careful with that though, because I always make it a point now, because I sing in my band as well. So I always make it a point now to make sure I at least carry one thing in. Otherwise, they just give me shit. There's
Yeah,
like, take
I
a photo,
also
look at him not carrying anything.
I also I also I also always care something, a
Yep.
little, just to say, okay, I helped you.
Yeah, I helped. Yeah, I helped. Now, it's been a whirlwind for you, obviously, coming into a band that's well established and a lot of fans. However, your first time to Australia, you has this given you a sense of excitement for the fact that no Australians have seen novelists before? So you now have a chance for their first impression, regardless of whether they've listened to the band, to be like, this is who we are, this is what we sound like.
Yeah, totally. I feel the same even if we are playing in places that the band already played before.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is exciting to be like, for the first time, I'm gonna be the first singer of Novelist you're gonna see,
Yeah.
and I hope the best.
Well, we hope so as well. Look, we know you've got a busy day of press ahead, so I'm going to let you go. But yeah, we will be there in Sydney, Nathan and I. So hopefully we get to catch up.
Yeah, of
And
course.
we would love to have you guys back on the channel, especially even after the tour, to do a little bit of a sort of a longer form chat with how it went. But we're super excited to see you guys. We love what the band are doing, and yeah, we're very, very glad that you're on this lineup.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I really hope that we can catch up there in Australia.
For sure, for sure. We've got Adam working on it for us.
Cool. So cool.
All right. Thanks very much, Camille. We'll see you real soon.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.